Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the replay. My name is DavidSWinston, and I am dedicated to helping you become better. So, hope you've been having a great day. Thank you for joining. Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming to my scope. So, I want to talk to you today about personalities. It's really good. Personalities. You know, something that, and I'm a pastor, and so hello. I'm a pastor, and so I believe in the Bible. I read the Bible a lot. And it says in the Bible, in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, it talks about we are God's workmanship. That's pretty awesome because that word actually means that we are his masterpiece. We're one of a kind. And so all of us are created different, each one of us. Hey, how you doing? Hey, everybody that's just coming in. My name is DavidSWinston. Thank you for joining the scope. Hey, how you doing? And so all of us are different. All of us are unique. None of us are made exactly the same. But did you know that as we are God's workmanship, as he's created us, you know, we can't help but feeling like we have some flaws sometimes. How many of y'all have ever felt like you have some flaws in life and that is that Stephen Curry? You guys are funny. You feel like you have some flaws or some defects, or maybe you feel like you have some weaknesses, and that's true. I mean, that's all of us. All of us feel like there's something that we feel like we can improve on. And you know, something I was actually sharing last month is that if you take the painting, the Mona Lisa, everybody's heard of the Mona Lisa. You take that painting, go Google it after this. If you go Google it, look at it, and check out Mona Lisa's face, particularly her eyebrows. And if you look at it close enough, you'll notice that she doesn't have any eyebrows. Like this is bald. This is bald here. Now this is something that everybody calls a masterpiece, but yet she doesn't have any drawn in eyebrows. She's not shaped up. She doesn't even have anything rough, you know, that 4-day, 5-day stuff. I mean, like, she just has no eyebrows. And so she has something that we would consider a defect. I mean, if you saw somebody and they shaved off their eyebrows, you'd be like, whoa, what's happening? But something that could be a defect, it actually gives a little bit more individuality to something that we could say is a masterpiece. And so I'm here to encourage you that you're God's masterpiece. And I want to share with you the 4 major personality types. And my wife, she loves to share this. And if you're just joining the scope, thank you so much. My name is DavidSWinston. I enjoy helping people become better. And I believe that God has made all of us unique and different. So I'm going to talk about the 4 major personality points in about 8 minutes. And I want you to invite all your friends, all your followers, all your scopers. I want you to invite on Twitter and Facebook. Invite your people right now. I'm going to go over this in 8 minutes. I think this will really help you, because if you can identify how you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, and then other people's strengths and weaknesses, you can become a better communicator, but you can continue to help improve yourself. And so go ahead and share this right now. I'm going to tell you about the 4 major personality types, okay? And this is actually found in the Personality Plus book, that if you go on the link in my bio, you will be able to see that book. And so it's actually called Personality Plus, and there's 4 major personality types: Sanguine, Choleric, phlegmatic, and melancholy. Now, at the very end, I'm going to tell you which one I am. I don't know if you can guess it. Some of you all who are familiar with personality types, you might be able to. But I want to tell you about these personality types because it's really important. So I'm going to start with sanguine. So sanguines are the people who have a basic desire to have fun. The thing that motivates them is having fun. Is it going to be fun? Is it going to be hype? Is it going to be live? Am I going to have a lot of fun doing it? If they have a choice between one thing or the other, you know, unless they're very disciplined, a lot of times they'll want to choose the thing that's more fun. And I know sometimes, you know, work isn't always the most fun. You know, we have to do it. But check this out. That's their basic desire, is to have fun. And so their emotional needs. I'm going to go through basic desires, emotional needs, and controls by. And so I'll let you know what that means in just a moment. Their basic desire is to have fun. Their emotional needs are attention, affection, approval, and acceptance. Did you get that? Attention, affection, approval, and acceptance. So that's what a sanguine is. And they control by charm, meaning that they control others, or they try to get others to do their will by using charm. And this is very true. My oldest son, Jacob, he is an extreme sanguine. And a lot of this is him. He likes to have fun, and my wife sometimes will tell him, stop trying to charm your way into something that I said no to, but he'll try to do it. But he likes to get verbal affirmation. And so, sanguines, they have a lot of great strengths. I mean, they're sociable, they're charismatic, they're outgoing, they're confident, they're lively, they like to have fun. A lot of times these kind of people can be like the life of the party. And so those are sanguine people. But also, with different personality types comes different challenges, or what some might say are different weaknesses. So what would that be? That would be like maybe impulsiveness, or maybe forgetful, or maybe compulsive talk, or maybe they might be too loud, maybe they're distracted easy, or maybe sometimes they're just too happy, too hype, and too high. They don't want to do and are not interested in tasks that are boring. They don't care nothing about stuff that seems boring. They're like, when are we going to get done with this? I'm done with this. And sometimes they can be an exaggerator. And so instead of 10, they'll say like 10,000. And so that happens. And it's not like they're trying to do it on purpose. That's just what happens. And so sanguines, and along with the next personality type, cholerics, are actually extroverts. They're considered extroverts, meaning, and this is what an extrovert is, someone who gets their energy from other people. And so that means that by being around other people, they are energized. But an introvert is different. If they are around other people, it actually starts to drain their energy. It actually starts to pull on their energy, and they feel like after being around many people for so long, they kind of feel drained. And so sanguines and cholerics. So choleric is next. Choleric is a very powerful type person. Their basic desire is to have control. Now this is very interesting. I want you to stick with me and go for 5 more minutes. Their basic desire is to have control, and so sometimes they can come off as controlling. Have you ever met somebody who seemed like they needed to be in control of stuff and they just need to run stuff? Well, they're probably a choleric person, and God made them that way. And their emotional needs are loyalty. They want you to be loyal. They want you to give them a sense of control. They need a sense of control. They want appreciation, and they want credit for work. And a lot of times that's how cholerics function. And how they control others, or they control situations by threat of anger. So, you don't want to see their anger come out. You don't want to see their temper come out. I got a temper. I get angry easily. Sometimes I can't control it. Well, you might be dealing with the choleric. Okay, somebody said my daughter, classic. And so none of these are bad things, and none of these are better things than the other. It's just different. That's how God has made us. But if we understand our strengths and weaknesses, I believe that we can better position ourselves to live out our purpose, live out our plan, to be able to communicate with those around us, and to be able to easily build ourselves up to be better. And so you got a choleric person. So check this out. For a choleric person, their strengths are they're ambitious, they're passionate, they're really a leader. I mean, if you want to talk about anybody who's definitely born a leader, cholerics are definitely born leaders, because they want to lead. They want to take control. They're efficient. They're practical. They're good at planning, problem solving, confident, motivating. I mean, all of these are my wife to a T. She is a choleric person, and she's actually a choleric sanguine, but she's a choleric person, and she likes to lead. I mean, she wants to solve the problem. She wants to be efficient, practical, and she goes in, and she's awesome at doing it. And she's an anointed problem solver. You got a problem, she's going to offer up 3 suggestions before you get your next breath in. And she does it well. She's designed to do it. But weaknesses, sometimes they can seem like they're a little too aggressive. Sometimes they can seem impatient or inflexible. Sometimes they could seem rude, or maybe they have a lack of tact. And so my wife, she's asked me, my wife, that's right. Sometimes my wife has asked me, like, is this email okay? Is this okay? Does this sound a little too harsh? Because she knows that sometimes, because she's so direct, because of that choleric personality, if she's so direct, that sometimes to others it could come off as tactless or arrogant, or it could come off as a know-it-all or controlling. And so when you know these things about yourselves, once again, this is important. When you know these things about yourself, you can curb those habits, and you can start to train yourself to behave in a way that gets you better results. And so thank you so much. I do believe we balance each other as well. And so these people are leaders that would like loyalty. And so my wife, she's awesome. She's a choleric, but she's awesome, and she's committed herself to getting better and better. She's the awesomest woman, best woman I know. But she's an extrovert, and so being around people really gives her energy. She likes to be around people. But me, on the other hand, I'm a little bit different. I actually have two of these qualities, and so I'm actually, and I told you I would tell you, I'm actually a choleric melancholy, and I'm going to tell you what melancholy is. So we've gone through Sanguine, go through choleric. If you missed any of it, go back and watch the replay. Now, melancholy. What is a melancholy person? So a melancholy person, their basic desire is to have perfection. They want things to be perfect. I couldn't agree more. Just want things to be perfect, want things to be done in order. It's got to be done right. And so my wife, we joke sometimes, she'll cook a meal and it'll take my wife 20 minutes to cook a full meal, plates on the table, but everything will be a wreck. I mean, dishes everywhere. I'll be like stepping in sauce on the floor, like everything will be everywhere, but it'll be on the table. But it'll take me an hour to put that same meal on the table, but everything will be cleaned up after, and different things will happen. Like I won't be stepping in any mess. Everything will be put away and be kind of neat. And so not better or worse, just different. And so because I know my wife's strengths, I can play to her strengths and I can encourage her through her strengths. And then check this out. Because I know her strengths in those areas that she might be weak, I can help make up for it. And so I don't even say anything. I'll just come in the kitchen and just try to clean up a little bit after her. And it's not even a fact of trying to feel better or make myself better. It's just a fact of trying to balance each other out. That she does it quick and I come behind and I'll make it nice and neat. And that's how you work together. And so for melancholies, their emotional needs are sensitivity, support, space, and silence. I'm going to go through it again. Sensitivity, support, space, and silence. And that's what melancholy people need. Now, the thing that they try to control people or situations by, is with a threat of moods. Mood swings, like, sometimes it might be higher, might be lower. You don't know what you're going to get, up and down. And let me tell you, I've really tried to work for myself to be able to control, some of those things of mood swings. And I understand it's not even like you try to do it. It just kind of happens. And so you want to make sure that you're stable, you're level. People always know what they're going to get. And so for melancholies, their strengths are they're thoughtful, considerate, they're cautious, organized, excessive planners sometimes, but they're very detailed. They're planner oriented, they're independent, they're good at preventing problems. I can really identify with a lot of that. And somebody said, my husband, good. But some of the weaknesses, they could be too cautious. Sometimes obsessive, sometimes pessimistic, sometimes a perfectionist. If it's not done this way, then that's not the right way. Sometimes they could be difficult to please, or sometimes they could seem like they have tunnel vision, or they could be discontent with themselves and with others. And so, maybe sometimes they might be prone to play the victim. And so, with every strength there's some weaknesses or some challenges that you got to grow into. Okay, and here's the last one. If you haven't heard all of them, make sure to go back and watch the replay. Phlegmatic. So, if you've been watching this, have I identified you yet? Have I got to you yet? Have you heard one of these personality types that you said, yeah, that's me. And so, we got phlegmatic next. That's the last one. And so, phlegmatic. Strengths are they're relaxed. They're quiet and calm. They're, somebody said melancholy. They're kind, they're consistent, they're steady, they're faithful, they're accepting. And let me tell you, their basic desire is to have peace. This is definitely my middle son, Jordan. Just basic desire to have peace. Just everything cool, everything low key. And the emotional needs is peace and quiet. They want a feeling of worth. They want a lack of stress, and they want respect. They just want respect. They want to be respected. And I think all of us want to be respected. But if you have a phlegmatic person, this is ultra important to them, respect. And then they control by procrastination. And so sometimes, have you ever asked if you know somebody, maybe you're married to somebody, or maybe you have a relative or a son or daughter that's this way, controls by procrastination. So you go tell them to do something else, and not even on purpose, they kind of find something else to do before they make their way to the thing that you asked them to do. Well, let me tell you, that's not them trying to outright defy, maybe in a couple of cases, but a lot of times for phlegmatics, it's built into their personality, where they are trying to control their own environment, and they're trying to control their own situation. And so if they're being asked to do something that they don't want to do, they subconsciously want to procrastinate first to be able to offer a method of control in that situation. Yes, this is from a book. If you go and click the link on my bio, click that link. It'll take you to my recommended books page, and you will see the book Personality Plus on there. So all of this is explained. But phlegmatics, some of their weaknesses are sometimes they're shy. Sometimes they can be fearful of change. Sometimes they can be prone to being lazy or stubborn. Sometimes they could be pessimistic, or they can be indecisive and not goal-oriented. Sometimes they can be undisciplined or sarcastic, and so some of these are real good things to remember, because if this is you, that's not a bad thing. This is a good thing if you've been able to identify, hey, that's me, because now you know who you are, and you know kind of how you were born, and it wasn't a mistake. If you were born that way, God had a purpose for it. He intended it for a reason. And so all you have to do is you have to know how you were designed so you can function in the best and most efficient way. If I know that my car is not for off-roading, then I don't have to go off-roading and damage it to figure out that my car is not designed for off-roading. But when I get a vehicle that is designed for off-roading and I discover it's designed for off-roading, then I take it for off-roading and it still is in good condition and I got great results, then everybody's happy. And so the thing that I am, the personality type I am, is actually and there's a test you can take. If you just go Google personality plus test, just go Google personality plus test, and it's going to look a lot like this. It's going to look a lot like this, and then you have scoring on the back. So on one side, you're going to go through and you have different lines, and they're going to have a word, and you have to check off the word that most describes you. And then at the end, you go ahead and total those things up. And so I'm actually melancholy first, and then I'm choleric second, and then I'm phlegmatic third. And then I'm sanguine last. And so I grew up more of a phlegmatic melancholy. I was very laid back. I was actually, I was sociable, but I was definitely an introvert, a social introvert. And so it's good to know, because you can actually adapt and change as you grow. I have actually become much more choleric than I ever was. I was used to be real laid back and be like, hey, whatever you guys want to do is cool. But because of the demands of life and the positions that I've been put in, now I'm a father, I'm a husband, I operate different things in the ministry. I have, a number of employees that report to me. And so there's a level of leadership that I have to have. And so what happens is my personality started to shift, but it didn't shift for the bad. It just shifted and adapted according to what God's plan and assignment was for me. And so it's really cool. So check this out. You can go Google personality plus test, and you can take your personality test, and you can see what you will be. And also, you can make sure to get the book. If you go on my link, you can go to get the book, the Amazon.com. It'll be on there. And so Personality Plus is the name of the book. And so go on my link on my bio, and you will see the book, and you can order it. It's called Personality Plus. My wife does an amazing job explaining this. She actually has taught sessions about it, and so she knows this personality stuff backwards and forwards. And so I want to let you guys know that I'm going to really try to help her get on Periscope. She's on Periscope already, so you can find her at NIKI Winston. And so go follow her. But she doesn't Periscope much, so I'm going to try to get her to Periscope about this stuff, because I know she's really passionate about it. She likes understanding people. She's actually going to school right now for psychology and some of the different components of that. And so check it out. Personality Plus is a great book. It'll really help you understand who you are, who God has made you, and understand other people. And so if you can understand other people, it'll help you be a better communicator. When you can understand yourself, it'll help you become a better person, assuming that you want to get better. So I appreciate you guys logging on to the Scope. Do me a favor, please encourage somebody else with this and share this with somebody else. I believe that it will really help them, because when you know yourself, hey, you can really do some great things, avoid some pitfalls, and you can know how to operate, right? Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. We'll do it again next time. See you later.